welcome back to another Conversations in the Cockpit. Today I have Kate, who is currently looking at something on our sectional. We're looking at a TFR. We just did the Niagara Falls flight. They have a pretty interesting VFR thing where you can like go and see the falls and stuff. So we just did that, and now we're chugging along VFR at 6,500.
I wish you would have gone to the Canadian side overnight too, because I think it would have been equally as cool if we'd seen the lights, but from the other side. But we just were.
Yeah. So
didn't know we could fly over Canada yet.
Yeah, we kind of flew in last night, but like we were too scared to cross over the Canadian side. We weren't sure if we were supposed to or not, so we just kind of kept it to the one side. And at nighttime, it like lights up. So it's kind of cool to watch. We also saw fireworks last night too.
There was a giant fireworks show.
Yeah, it went on for like at least like 30 minutes or something like that, right?
A very long time. I don't know.
So I have Kate on today because she's a really cool gal. Most responsible girl I have ever met. She's 19 years old, has so many ratings. Like, how many ratings do you have at this point?
I don't know. I'm counting.
Just name them off.
Commercial, multi, and single engine, CFI, CFII, tail wheel stuff. That's it. That is all. I'm missing my AVI.
Yeah, she basically has everything short of multi-engine. Yeah.
All the seaplane stuff. I like to do that sometime.
Yeah. Or a rotorcraft endorsement. You could do that
too.
Yeah. What does that take? Like 30 hours?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
So what's it like owning a Commander?
It's an experience, you could say. I really like the Commander. It's a fat boy, but it's super comfortable, more comfortable than this.
Yeah. This interior is really tiny. The Commander, the interior is like
huge.
It's way nicer.
It's huge.
And it's also tall too.
Yeah, well, I actually found out that mine sits like higher. Like you can adjust how much nitrogen is in the shock struts of the landing gear.
Yeah.
And apparently mine is just like really high. But I mean, I like sitting up that high. It feels like flying a jet.
I mean, if you put our planes side by side, yours just looks so much bigger than mine because it's so tall.
Yeah, but the caveat to owning a plane like that is the biggest thing being limited parts availability.
Yeah.
I've had to replace parts that have been like 1 of 10 in the country and spent like a lot of money on that. And no one knows how to work on them apparently. So.
Yeah, because you've done a couple of different overhauls. I think the prop governor was one of them.
Yeah, I did the prop governor and I did both of the fuel pumps, which are just like Humming fuel pumps, but
yeah.
You should always investigate very far until you have a sure sense of what is wrong before you replace things.
Yeah.
If I find a mechanic that's willing to do that, because I've had some unfortunate experiences with some mechanics that just are like, let's replace this and this and this, and nothing ever works, and then I'm thousands of dollars in the hole.
Yeah, I gotta do that due diligence, make sure that they investigate everything. Don't just like jump into the deep end.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of like my thing. Like you were like the perfect cautionary tale for me.
Yeah.
When I was purchasing my aircraft.
Unfortunate cautionary tale.
Because I made sure to do I made sure to be patient, like make sure that I did a pre-buy with planes that I was unsure of. Luckily, this one kind of like fell into my lap because I knew the pilot and, I knew that she took good care of it. I knew that the mechanic on the field had worked on this plane too. So all of that just kind of gave me a little bit more kind of like reassurance before I dropped the money. Because it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yep.
Aircraft ownership, it's not for the weak.
It's not for the weak. It's like a full-time job. Because there's so much to manage.
Yeah, you gotta keep the maintenance logs up to date. You gotta make sure
it's
that your
airworthy.
logs are up to date. Registration.
Yeah, so I don't enjoy owning an airplane very much, to be honest. But
But you like flying them.
I like flying them. I love flying it. Like when it's all working great and I don't have to think about it, that's the best part. And when I actually get some ROI on it, fly like 10-hour trips, 12-hour trips, those are good. And you just have to focus on those things instead of how it's spent like 3 months of maintenance in one go, you know?
Yeah, true.
But I think all airplane owners can attest to like some really crappy part of their airplane ownership.
Oh, yes.
But I'm just in school, and so I don't have time to fly it enough, and therefore it's just
Yeah. So
nothing.
Kate is currently in college. Her major is meteorology, and I believe your minor is Spanish.
My minor is Spanish, and I was taking a major in brain and behavioral science, which is like psychology.
Oh, okay. So you're switching to psychology?
I'm not switching to psychology. I have both meteorology and psychology. Very intertwined.
Okay.
Very intertwined fields, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
They're actually.
Yeah, one has to do with the mind, the other one has to do with Mother Nature.
Yeah, they're. The best part about it is they're in two completely separate colleges. So, like, under my university, there's separate colleges, and so you have like whole different requirements for each one. So, like, you know, this college has all of its core requirements, and then another college has all of its core requirements.
Yeah.
And there's not a bunch of overlap for those two things.
So a lot of your gen eds are like very different from each other, or?
Yeah, well, I don't really have to do I have to do gen eds, but the gen eds that I'm doing are just major requirements for another major. So it's like, this major requires me to take economics. Okay, well, that counts as a gen ed for this other major that I'm doing.
I liked economics. I think that was one of my favorite classes.
I have to take like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm not good at economics if it's anything like what I did in high school.
What courses are you taking?
What?
Semester?
It's just one semester, yeah.
No, what courses are you taking this semester?
Oh, this semester I am in 2 different Spanish classes. Spanish level 4, and then this random class where we just go on Fridays and just talk to each other in Spanish. Like, that's the whole class.
I love that though.
This guy just gives us, this like 25-year-old grad student just gives us some prompts. He's like, talk about pets, and we're like, okay. And we just sit there and talk, and it's good because you get to practice some actual conversational Spanish instead of your typical Spanish class where it's like, use the future tense to describe why Julia is doing the laundry today. You're like, that's so impractical.
So could you talk to Regan about her cats?
Probably.
How do you say, like, what's your cat's name?
¿Cómo se la llama de tu gato?
Ella se llama Harry.
Harry.
What other courses are you taking?
I am in linear algebra. And it's so messed up, bro. My boyfriend is a math major, and his linear algebra course is way easier than mine.
Really?
So, yeah, so like all of my math courses, I have to take Calc 1, 2, 3, linear, and differential equations.
Oh, good luck with differential equations.
Yeah, all as prerequisites for like some of the thermodynamic and atmospheric dynamic classes that I have to take. So it's not even like part of the school. I get literally nothing from taking the classes except the credit hours, and I have to take them to get to another class. But they're all the same classes that engineers take. It's all the engineering version of everything. So
yeah.
They're way more difficult. I have like 6 homework assignments a week. It's crazy.
You have to take fluid dynamics. I think that's going to be a fun class.
I do like thermo. Atmospheric dynamics is going to be a lot of fluid dynamics, as an air is a fluid. So
yeah. And I'm sure that helps with, like, you know, deciding whether you should go flying or not, because I don't know if you guys know this, but pilots are basically meteorologists. They have to know a lot about weather and how it works, like low pressure and high pressure systems, and whether they spin counter or clockwise.
Yeah. Unfortunately, what we do is like way too in depth than what a pilot will probably ever need to know. But it's good to understand, and eventually I'll be taking classes to read like really high-tech computer simulations and models, atmospheric soundings, be able to use like the data that the weather balloons are getting to its like
Cool.
full extent instead of just like the 4-flight surface analysis chart and send it.
Looking at the prognostic chart. Oh, it looks clear. All right, let's go.
Yep. You see that rain? You see how it's not exactly on that cold front? It's good.
Yeah, I think yesterday I saw like a line of thunderstorms and I called it a squall line, and then Kate's like, oh, it's not a squall line, it's just from the Hurricane Francine that's like a little bit south of us right now.
Yep.
But it stayed, it kept moving southwest of the field, so I just departed anyways, and even when I departed, like it was still in the same spot. So whenever I need help with weather, I'm going to contact you. I'll be like, are you sure it's good to go?
Yeah, the squall lines were like one of the big things I remembered from this. Like one of the only things I can remember, like thinking in my head, oh, it's a squall line. Every time I saw it during like private pilot training, I was like, you need me to tell you something about aviation? Squall line is a band of thunderstorms associated with a cold front. Boom. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. Yeah, that was cool. But I did have, you brought up like asking me about weather. I had some private student, he texted me and he was like, are you a meteorology major? And I was like, yeah, I am. And he goes, all right, I need your opinion on this. And I was like, okay. And he sent me like 4 paragraphs about like the mesocyclonic development of southern Illinois because he was going to go storm chasing. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what this means. I was expecting some like VTAR reading and wanting an advisory on something, but no.
No. That's kind of funny.
It was ridiculous.
Thinking that you're already an expert, you're still learning.
Yeah.
Would you ever fly into a hurricane?
Would I fly into a hurricane? Yes.
For science?
Yeah.
In the name of science.
I'm not a big scientist though, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not want to go to research. I do not want to go to grad school. Because everybody in my major goes to grad school.
Yeah.
They all want to like study climate change and stuff, but I just want to fly planes.
You mean you don't want to go to grad, master, get your doctorate, just keep throwing money at your education so that you don't have to grow up and live in the real world and fly airplanes?
Yeah, not for me. Some people I can understand, but not for me.
Alright, we're over our waypoint and flying direct to our airport. We're going to stop at for fuel in Ohio. We were just in New York, now we're going to Ohio.
I do a lot of work with grad students because we have like a volunteer program at my school where they take all the international grad students and they make them take this class to better their classroom skills and their speaking ability.
Help them with their emotional intelligence, basically.
Yeah, like how to, present your class. None of them are like, usually most of them are not native English speakers. So it's a lot of like helping them be like, okay, well you said this and it didn't really make a lot of sense. And so you can pose a lot of questions, get them to practice answering questions.
Okay, so kind of like helping them with like the cultural difference and also the emotional intelligence.
Yeah, because they're all smart. They all know what they're talking about. They know what they're teaching. They just, they go to prepare them to be TAs at the school the same way they prepare any other grad student. And so we just go and volunteer and sit and listen to them give us presentations.
Yeah.
And talk with them. It's good.
Your dad pretty much does the same thing, right? Like over at
Agitech?
Yeah, like he was like teaching people like how to interact with each other.
I don't know what my dad does anymore. He has so many side quests, it's not even funny.
I once asked your dad when he was telling me about his new job. I'll be like a firefighter pilot.
No, it's his current side quest. It's not his new job.
Dude, I know. And I was like, don't you have like 4 other jobs? He goes, yeah, I do. And I just tell all 4 of them I'm busy with another job.
I mean, the side quests, they keep you going, to be honest.
Dude.
And sometimes they just kind of present themselves to you.
Yeah.
Like, this is technically a side quest, so...
We have a friend whose #1 rule is, if a side quest presents itself, you must accept the side quest.
Yeah. We did all this at Oshkosh. So many side quests were presented.
There was one morning at Oshkosh that I got like an alert on my phone that they were giving out prizes for EAA members on the Plinko board. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's go get some free shirts, some like free merch. Let's go get some like good prizes. And I showed up there, and these guys were giving out like literally the worst prizes you've ever seen in your life. I walked an hour and a half for like a stupid hat, and then another time I won like a color changing water, like plastic water bottle.
Yeah,
like,
it's not stupid if it's free. You know?
No,
Well,
but it
actually,
wasn't
the
free.
Delta was giving out socks.
Okay,
They
socks
actually
were
looked
nice.
legit.
Oh.
Those were nice socks.
I signed up for Sky Miles and then never even got the socks.
What?
You have to sign up for Sky Miles, go to the Delta building, and then they'll give you socks. And they look pretty cool.
They're pretty nice.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. I'm sad now.
I'll send you a picture and brag about it.
Well, you know what our friend kept doing? He would go into like Pilates, or he'd go into Sears, or he'd go into like Beechcraft parties, because all of them were giving out like free bags, and he'd go up to like the counters where people were getting the stuff.
Oh,
and say,
yeah,
can I
that's
please
right.
have?
He went over
some-
to the Cessna building.
Yeah, he was like, can I please have? I will wear your merch. Can I please have a like a merch package? And they would like, okay, and would just like hand them stuff.
I love
like,
Oshkosh
I was-
so much.
I was so jealous.
Ask and you
go-getter.
will receive. If you don't ask, you don't know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching another Conversations in the Cockpit with Kate this time. She's a young CFI, super impressive girl, most responsible person in the world, so we should all look up to her. And stay tuned for more videos. Also make sure that you like and subscribe, because why wouldn't you want to watch more?